Okay, I would like to officially commence the starting of IBS first virtual AGM. This will be the agenda for today. The two highlights will be the preview of the CBC course and the voting result at the end of the AGM. So do look forward to these two highlights. I would like to pass the virtual mic to Mr. Alvin to kickstart the welcome address. Mr. Alvin.
Hi everyone. I'm sorry, we do not serve F&B buffet here, but I hope that we can do this in subsequent years to welcome our future community and our learners to join us in future. I also see a lot of old-time friends since 1718. Yeah, and for those who are new, this is the purpose that we want to introduce IBS again for those who are new to us. So I start off by saying that IBS community started in as early as 2017. That's when blockchain and cryptocurrency is the hype words that then. It was popularized quite very fast. That's why we started the community then. And in fact, we also, the pre-IBS started the first cryptocurrency course that was actually approved by the SkillsFuture Singapore. And we actually received funding for that. And this cryptocurrency course today has become the fintech and blockchain primer, which is one of the module that we offer. And IBS officially incorporated in 2018. And how do IBS, this idea conceive? We actually participate in the Alibaba Cloud and SUSS Entrepreneurship Program. So we are the first batch of this program, and we graduated in 2018 as a startup. And later on, we realized that we have a different pathway and course, so social course. So I think we made a decision to restructure to a non-profit organization. And today we are a company limited by guarantee, public company limited by guarantee in 2019. And we elected our first management team. So at this juncture, I would like to thank the first term management team, namely Bill, Jiren, Laurence, Ian, Sylvia, Kathy, and Laurence and Francis as well. And the three advisors, okay, Dr. Rex, okay, and Dr. Lillian, and as well as Mr. Manoj. Okay, so thank them for their service. And as of today, IBS, we launched fintech and blockchain education and training in 5 countries. We are present in 5 countries and almost hit the 2,000 learners to date. Yeah, so we went to China as well, conducting Chinese version of our classes, so we can conduct courses in Chinese as well. Next, please. Yep, just a recent news in July 2020, we made it to the Singapore Blockchain Landscape 2020. This is, you can see a very small logo on the far right center. Yeah, that is our logo. So that's under the learning and training category. So this map is developed by IMDA and OpenNotes. OpenNotes is one of the subsidiary of Tribe, one of the blockchain accelerator in Singapore. So we are proud to say that our efforts has gone recognized. Yep. So we are quite. This is one of the milestones that we achieved, and hopefully through this achievement and recognition, we hope to do more for the blockchain community in Singapore. Next. There's an ISO standard called TC307 Blockchain DLT standards, and 2 of our management team members are a representative of this ISO. So in future, our curriculum will be very aligned to ISO. So it's a very big differentiation from other blockchain courses out there, because those that offer outside, they don't have the ISO standards curriculum and syllabus. So ours is very more geared towards standards and regulation and compliance per se. So that make us our course more kind of differentiated from the rest, and we hope to have more accreditation and also to certify blockchain professionals in the field, having that becoming the authority to do that. So that's one of our vision. And in the long run, we also try to align ourselves with UN Sustainable Development Goals, Goal 4, which is quality education. So we believe in lifelong learning, open education, inclusive education. So as a part of this initiative, we will offer scholarships to our program. So in fact, we are now offering scholarships, 100% scholarship to full-time students or elderly that is age 55 and above, trying to come for our course. We will offer the scholarship to them. Of course, they need to apply for that and we'll approve accordingly. And of course, there are other kind of bursaries or kind of other awards, academic awards that we will be awarding in future. That is the path that we'll be taking. And future positioning of IBS will be geared toward a social enterprise. So the second term will convene and decide this direction. We want to be a social enterprise to create social value, to maximize social impact in the education field. So it can be any parts of the education that we try to improve on. And in the future, IBS won't just be offering fintech and blockchain courses, which is we need to scale. So that's why we will be having courses relating to emerging and deep tech, okay, and also life skills like leadership skills, communication skills, and professional development courses like, example, design thinking, action learning. And not long ago, 3 days ago, the Singapore Skills Future Singapore launched a 16 critical core skills map. Yeah, so that is the area that we want to zoom into to align, to imbue the 16 core skills or a few of them into our curriculum, offering them as elective or short courses. So that is the direction that we are taking. Yeah, so we hope it to be the forefront frontliner to drive this initiative. Yeah, that is at the end of my address. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining on a Saturday. I know a Saturday is very precious, and also thank you for really so much to take the time to get to know more about IBS. So for my part, I'll be sharing about IBS journey, what we had done last year. We have organized multiple interesting events, both global and local, from workshops to keynote speakers, from panel discussions to even a hackathon. Starting since February 2019, IBS was invited to the World Blockchain Summit as a speaker to share about current blockchain development, which was held in Malaysia. We even dared to push the limits of learning by conducting a blockchain course in 3 hours. Yes, in 3 hours. Very fast for learners to kickstart their blockchain education journey. One of the highlight events is IBS became a co-organizer to organize a blockchain hackathon, which was held at Lifelong Learning Institute. Beside that, we have worked with IOST to conduct blockchain coding workshops. And when the festive mood came in, IBS published the 12 Days with Blockchain, a Christmas special that shares blockchain facts every single day for 12 days straight through infographics. Now, I would like to pass the virtual mic to Mr. Ian, who will share more about IBS partnership. Mr. Ian.
Thanks, Bill. As Bill has introduced, my name is Ian and I'm one of the directors of partnerships here at IBS. So IBS has a couple of partners in place, of which you can see on the screen. So what I'd like to do is just go through briefly, who each one of them are and some of the work that we've done with them. So first and foremost, SUSS, as Alvin has shared previously, IBS did graduate out of SUSS entrepreneurship program. And because of that, they're kind enough to lend us use of their facilities. And so previously, a number of the classes and events that we conducted were all at SUSS. However, since then, we've kind of gone more independent. And currently, our relationship with SUSS is more in terms of, co-organizing events such as blockchain conferences at summits where we might be invited to speak or to moderate panels or host workshops. Next up, we have DeFi. DeFi is one of the earliest PR and marketing firms that specializes in blockchain events, who we've worked with previously for a number of media engagement as well as events, right? So, I'm very glad to say that we have with us one of their members who will be running, as well as one of the current management is also from DeFi. So we've been, working with them very closely. Now, moving down, EduFi. So for those of you who may not be aware, one of the unique things that we're looking to do for our students is that when they do graduate from our courses, their certificate would actually be issued digitally, and EduFi is helping us on that front. So not only is the certificate issued digitally, but it will be stored on the blockchain. right? So here in Singapore, we do have a GovTech initiative called Open Certs, which allow people to have their certificates issued and stored on a blockchain in a verified manner, right? So Edified is our partner who's assisting us on that front. Now down the line, we have Estelian. They are one of our legal partners who we work with, for legal advice. And in fact, they played an important role in assisting in IBS transition to a not-for-profit organization. So with that in mind, we have Ruben who's here with us today as well. And we really appreciate your assistance. Now, the last on the list of the first row is Yellow Blocks. So Yellow Blocks is one of our Vietnam partners. It's a very interesting partnership because, prior to COVID, the intent was that we were to come in as their education partner to potentially conduct courses in Vietnam. Unfortunately, due to the COVID situation, we've had to put that plans on hold, but we are very keen to see how we can continue down that, hopefully when the travel ban gets lifted. Or, the other exciting thing that we are currently exploring is the fact that with our BC course being launched, a number of those modules will be online. So hopefully we would be able to push that out to the Vietnam audience virtually. Now, some of the exciting partnerships that we have coming up, first of which is with SIRS. So we're working with them for a short course on blockchain for retail, as well as we're also in talks with Ngee Ann Polytechnic, where we're coming up with a special course at their request on blockchain for wholesale trade. Right, so those are some things that we're working on. And again, with our CBC course coming up, and with a shift to moving more of our content online, we are hoping to be able to target and work with companies more globally. Yeah. So thank you. And with that, I end my session on the partnership side.
Hello, I'm Samuel. I'm the internal auditor for IBS for term 1. I'll be explaining on our financial audited statements. So for financial year 2019, total assets in cash in bank is $1,283.30. Other current assets is 0. So the total assets is 1283.3. So we don't have any liabilities in financial year 2019. And let me see. Okay, so basically our net assets is remain as 1283.3. And for financial year, work year 2020, until the audited date is August 1st. So total cash in bank minusing all the other expenses is 1217.74. And currently we have an increase in other currency assets. Basically, maybe most of you want to know why is there such a big increase. We have been in partnership with IOST. So as a community node, there's certain rewards that we have with them. And then using the rewards, we actually converted them into investments in crypto.com CRO. So over the time for these 2 years, I would say 1.5 years, we will get the number of total assets, 14,406. So total assets at the moment is 15,623.74. Still no liabilities at the moment. So all total assets and also net profit, assets is actually 15,623.74. Yeah, moving on. So we had actually used Audit Express as our external auditors for 2020. Yeah. Moving on will be Laurence.
I think I'll be going first. Thank you, Samuel, again. So I'm Jiren. I lead the marketing efforts here in IBS. So for 2020, our focus will be on the Certified Blockchain Consultant course, CBC in short. So we already have the trademark for CBC and we're going for the registered trademark soon. So our application it's currently processed and it's 3 months since we last applied for, and from the range it will be like 3 to 6 months. So we're probably expecting it in this quarter or the next. Next slide. Next slide, Alvin. Yeah, thanks. So for the CBC course, we have a total of 7 learning units. So, and how we split between each learning unit session is that there will be 2 hours of e-learning. So, so before the participants go on to the next 5 hours, they have to spend 2 hours doing like self-online learning. And by far, we have 7 learning units, 5 learning units before progressing to what we call a main track, which is where they'll spend 2 days with us live learning about what was covered in the either of the 7 units. Yeah. So next slide. So, and our curriculum is also, like Alvin mentioned earlier, it's tuned to the ISO TC 370 standards. And if you can look at here, we are covering mostly units. There is the fundamentals of blockchain, and also there will be like for the first learning unit itself, it's actually fintech primer. It can be hosted privately by itself, and we sort of adapted this learning to our entire course structure. So once like the learners, they completed the 2 hours for 5 learning units, they will attain 5 credit value. And from there on, they will qualify for the main track, which is actually a live interaction with us for over 2 days that will cover the learning units for interaction time. So when all this is done and they achieve like 10 credit value, so 5 from the online learning and 5 from the main track, they will have to sit for a final exam to be fully certified. Yeah, so the dates you can look at is we will start our next intake from 17th and 18th October, when prior to that, the learners have to spend a month to catch up on the e-learning first. Okay, next slide, sorry. So we do have some like exemptions for the CBC course structure. So that is pending like evaluation. So let's say if a participant wants to be exempted from a particular learning unit, they have to send in their certs to show us like what they have taken before. And after an assessment by our internal team, then we will give them a response and tell them which learning units they can qualify for exemption. So, and the documentation they need to provide is on the bottom right. So these are the criteria we look at. Okay, so next slide, thank you. Yeah, so on the cost fee wise, I think I'll get Laurence to talk about. And Laurence is our director of tech, and he also conducts the technical aspect of the learning unit. So he might want to touch upon that. Laurence, are you around?
Oh, hi. Oh, hello, everyone. This is Laurence. I'm the director of the technology in IBS. So here I will go through a little bit the difference of the CBC compared to the other blockchain certification in the market. As you can see, we actually have some kind of highlight here. Maybe one of the adult educator and trainers side, because we use all the certified days qualified developers to develop our training course, and our trainers are all WSQ ACTA certified. And one other highlight is the ISO TC 307 standard. All our course is trying to comply with this standard, blockchain standard. And the other one is the Open Cert blockchain certificate. We will issue our completion certificate and the CBC certificate on Ethereum blockchain with Open Cert, which is used by developed by GovTech and used by all our universities like NUS, NTU, and SP, TP. So we want all of the learners to have the certificate in the blockchain, Jiren blockchain. So it's easier to verify and show all your complete. So, okay, I think that's all. Yeah, the last one I would like to highlight is the scholarship. As Alvin has mentioned before, we provide scholarship for full-time students and seniors above 55 years old. Yeah. So next, please. Okay, this slide is showing the cost of the CBC. If you are taking the entire CBC, so it will be 600 Sing dollar, which is also 430 US dollar. The original price will be 1,350. So this is including all units and the final exam fee. And for the taking exam only, the fee is 100 Sing dollar, and it's 70 US dollar. If you take all the learning units alone, one unit will be 100 Sing dollar and all 70 US dollar. So because now we are launching the CBC now, so we have all the promotion price here. All the original price is inside the bracket showing. So the course sign up you can get from the QR code scanning here on the right side, or you can contact our hi@ibs.edu.sg. Yeah. Next, please. Okay, that's all for CBC course site. Any questions from anyone?
Okay,
Yeah,
hi,
pass to
hi
you.
everyone. Yep. If you guys have any question, please do comment inside the Zoom chat. Okay. Are there any questions? I'll give like 10 more seconds. If not, we'll move on.
Maybe I'll take this one. When is the next
Okay.
intake? 17 and 18 October for the CBC main track. Yeah, it's a 2-day course. Yeah. Right. Government accreditation. Yes. We are pending renewal from SkillsFuture Singapore because our first SkillsFuture accreditation expired already. So now pending renewal with SkillsFuture. Hopefully in time for the SkillsFuture top up, credits top up in 1st October. Yeah, so that they can use their credits for our course as well. Now, currently, one of our learning unit, fintech and blockchain primer, is UTAP funded. So if you are NTUC member, you can claim up to 50% subsidy from the course. And upcoming accreditation will be Institute of Banking and Finance and IMDA SIT Rep. So these are the other two areas we are looking at as well. Yeah. As for WSQ certification, not yet because we are not 3 years yet. Upon 3 years, we will be submitting our application to make a CBC a WSQ cert, whereby you can claim $200 from SkillsFuture Singapore when you completed the program. As WSQ also is an industry recognized certification, which also looks nice on your resume. Yeah. Student scholarship is independent of the country. Anyone want to take that? Yeah. Student scholarship is independent. I believe yes. We like I say, we believe CBC course is a part-time course. It's not a full-time course, because full-time course then we can't accept foreign students. As a part-time course, we can accept foreign students, regardless of their country. Of course, if there are GDPR involved, if Europeans are involved, then we'll look into that aspects as well. Scholarship-wise, yeah, not an issue for other countries. Thanks for the question. Yeah.
Are there any more questions from the attendees? Okay, 5, 4, 3.
That's one.
Oh, there's one. Okay, great. More the merrier. Please keep the question going.
Sure. Career path. All right. Okay, in our website, right, we have the career, under the CBC page, there is a career path. Just to name a few, of course, blockchain consultant is what we're trying to pitch for. Blockchain researcher, blockchain developer, blockchain architect, all these are some of the career path. Of course, in other industry, you can be a cryptocurrency analyst, financial analyst, wholesale trade analyst. That kind of pathway is available as well. Yeah, so because we try to build in a career career track into the curriculum as well, so that will be relevant to the industry. Yeah. Previously, IBS certification is 1 day under NAM certificate can transferable. Oh, for that NAM, because that is a NAM workshop per se, is not really IBS course. So unfortunately, for those who have taken the NAM workshop before, have to retake the NAM again, unless it is, you can justify that in the portfolio to seek exemption, we can still accept that as a relevant experience. Yeah, because we have pathway recognition of prior learning. Yeah, you need to submit a portfolio documenting what courses or what experience you have. So probably you can try under that track. All our it's course covered by pre-recorded video. No, we are live instructor-led course. Yeah, and the e-learning is the e-learning part will be self-directed learning. You'll attempt on your own. Then before you come to class, it's a flipped classroom concept. You attempt e-learning before you come to the online facilitated training, where there's a live instructor that will answer the e-learning part as well as the current portion. Sorry, I've been taking most of the question because I'm the main curricular developer for the CBC. So yeah, I think I'll be in the better position to answer most of the curriculum part. Yeah. Sorry, can you elaborate like how transferable is it? You mean like articulation to diploma or to degree level, that kind of transferable, or which kind of transferable do you mean? Yeah. Okay, relevant, yes. We try to update our curriculum very often. In fact, we as compared to universities, you know, they kind of update curriculum quite slow. So but at IBS, our positioning, we try to update as fast as the industry progress. Whenever there's new change, new ruling, new regulation, or new standards, then we will update the curriculum immediately, so that the learners will stay current. As for whether they are relevant to the industry, yes, because we try to align with what the industry is practicing. Yeah. Why test? Okay. CBC, I don't know whether you noticed that CBC is offered bi-monthly, every 2 months. So the reason for only 2 exams is to having the allowance for the learners to revise on their own, to catch up on their own. Then they take to be more prepared for the exams. This is quite aligned with other major certification as well. Of course, some do offer quarterly examination. We don't rule out that. But for now, at the start, we will be having the 2 exams at December and June. Yep. Any more questions? Duration of the CBC. All right. Duration is about, let's say, e-learning, we give you 1 month window to complete the 5 credit units. Then plus the 2 days main tracks. So it's about, I would say, 1 to 1.5 months, at least 1.5 months. Yeah. So from when you complete the main track, 1.5 months in total, by the time you reach the examination, should be a gap of about a good 2-3 months. So hopefully it's not, it's still within the qualification period that you are still current. Yeah. Thanks, David, for the question, and Aman and Ashari, thanks. compliance. Ian, I think that is your strength, right?
Yes, so we do intend to include compliance as part of our course. Right now, blockchain, when you look at compliance, there's really two different, there's two ways to look at it. One is, from the aspect of blockchain regulation, right? How do I design blockchains that are in compliance with local laws? And then the other aspect would be how blockchain can be used for compliance purposes, right? Anti-money laundering, KYC. So we do intend to have a section on the course that's targeting at least the first element of it, which is some of the regulatory requirements that people need to be aware of if they're looking to implement blockchain solutions. And then when we look at some of the use cases, then yes, we will touch then on some examples of how blockchain can be used for compliance purposes as well.
Okay, I think we should take a short 5 minutes break. After that, I hope you guys will stay on because we have candidates running for the second term election, and I hope you guys can help to support the candidates and to also vote for the candidates that you want to. Yeah, we really appreciate your presence here to the end. So we take a 5 minutes break and we'll gather back here, right? Bill, and over to you.
Okay, the time now is 3:42 p.m. So do be back by 3:47. Okay, so all of you go have your break right now. Drink up.
I think while waiting for the rest, I hope you guys are coping well during the COVID period. Yeah, I think it's a tough time. A lot of our plans are delayed for like a good 6 months, and we are still trying to catch up with our plans. Yeah, so I hope the second term will bring IBS to a greater heights. So I think welcome back. Yeah, I think Bill, you can proceed to the next slide.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back everyone. So right now, we'll appoint Mr. Ruben Porter, Principal Partner of Elon Advisor Law Firm, so to be our returning officer for this election. Yep, so from now on, I will just pass on the show to Mr. Ruben Porter. Mr. Ruben, are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so yeah.
But earlier we had 24 participants, 4 have gone missing. So I think just give it a minute because the total number of registered voters is 53. And earlier there were 28 participants. So just wait a minute or two to see if the other 4 people come back. If not, we will just lock it in as 28 voters today. Then we proceed with the election.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, the time is 3:50 p.m. and of the 53 registered voters we have, only 25 are present right now. So we will take it as 25 people who are going to be voting. Now, for the 25 registered voters, your emails that you use to sign up for this AGM has already been authenticated. So what happens is we're going to have a voting window for 10 minutes. And you can access the Poly's blockchain voting system that was sent to you by email. And you can follow on to do the voting there. So can we go to the next slide, Bill? So today we are going to be voting for seven positions in total. And there were 10 candidates whom I will announce shortly, of which 9 have been confirmed. Should all the 9 candidates be present, then what we would be, the positions will be contested. So you would be voting for 7 out of 9, and these 7 people will form the positions that you see on your screen. Can we go to the next slide? All right. So I'm just going to read it out. The 9 candidates who are confirmed would be Bill Chan, Jiren Yeo, Laurence Zhang, Alvin Chua, Ian Lee, Roy Keck, Leslie Daniel Chan, Samuel Chen, and Delphine Lee. Now, Kevin Hall was disqualified because his candidacy was not confirmed by the due date, which was 10th of August. So apart from him, all the other 9 have been confirmed. And each of these 9 candidates will have a minute or 2 to give a brief introduction about themselves and why you should vote for them. So I'm going to hand it over to each candidate, starting with Bill and ending with Delphine, at the end of which we will then adjourn for 10 minutes, and then I'll explain the voting procedure after that. So shall we start with Bill?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill. I was the IBS Director of Administration for the first term management team. I'll be campaigning to renew my management team term. Currently, I am a SMU business student. I'll be officially matriculate on Monday as a year 1 student. Previously, I graduated from NYP Business Enterprise IT. During that time, I had also the experience to work as an admin assistant at NTUC Income, which is an insurance company that deals with all kinds of insurance policy. My role there during the time was to deal any policy that were under the property and casualty department. During my polytechnic years, I had the opportunity to intern as a business developer for machine learning at SAP, which is a German MNC company that deals with enterprise software. During my time there, I did all kinds of market research, particularly in the machine learning sector. I was also the second place at Singapore FinTalent 2017 competition, which tests students in the field of AI, portfolio management, digital technology, and I competed against over 400 participants, people from university and polytechnics. During my free time, I also had the chance to volunteer as a facilitator for the Youth Entrepreneurship Symposium 2017, which was held at NUS Business School. And also, I just recently completed my computer repair and basic diagnostic course at ITE Central. So I would like to pass the next candidate to share more about himself. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Hi, everyone again. So my name is Jiren, and I think for the past 10 years, I've been actively involved in tech. By far, it's still my longest career journey by far. So I think my experience spans across several tech industries, with blockchain being the latest. And previously, I was at games and also doing internet voice with StarHub. So my role's pretty diverse, I would say, but for the recent years, I've been focused more on business development, and recently I also took up like user experience design. So looking to transition to that space, and I felt that there is more that we could do in IBS as well from the branding and also the marketing perspective. And since we are going to monetize our CBC course, and I believe a lot of effort is where I think we all can play a part in moving forward. So, and for me myself, I'll say startup is very close to my heart, and I prefer working with small teams, and I think that's the beauty of it as well. So if it touches your heart, so do send me your votes too. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is Laurence Zhang, and I'm the Director of Technology in the first term in IBS. Myself, I'm a DACE and ECTA certified from WSQ, and I have a blockchain a certificate from Linux Foundation. My own interest is in machine learning and AI side, and my professional is in cloud technology and software consultant. So I help IBS to set up all the learning server system and help to develop and conduct the technology track courses. Yes, that's all. Thanks.
Okay, hi everyone. It's me again. So I am the founding president of IBS since 2018, member of ISO TC 307 alongside with Ian. I spent 11 years in logistics and supply chain. Recent 4 years, I made a career switch to blockchain and training and adult education sector. I'm also an associate adult educator with SUSSIAL. In Singapore, there's only 300 of us, so quite a rare breed of people. And I'm also a registered instructor with MOE, a trainer with the People Association. I'm also the ACTA and DACE qualified. I won some awards during my tenure with IBS, including last year's Singapore FinTech Awards, Best Blockchain CEO Awards, and the Singapore FinTech Champions listing. So if elected, I want to move IBS to a full WSQ training organization where you have the accreditation and also achieve the next 2 IMD and IPF accreditation, and also extend the whole NTUC UTEP funding to the entire CBC. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. Yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, as introduced previously, my name is Ian. I was the IBS Directors of Partnership, but actually, when I first joined, I was the Director of Education. But then I shifted more to the partnerships role because, we had a lot of people who are maybe more qualified on the education front with experience. And so given what I do now, the role of partnership just made more sense. So a little bit more background about myself. I started my career as a lawyer, so I am a qualified lawyer here in Singapore, but since about 2.5 years ago, I've made the shift into the blockchain and crypto space, and I'm one of the founding team members at a company called Merkle Science, which specializes in blockchain transaction monitoring and intelligence, right? So it's my role there as VP of Business Development. I'm in charge of going out and looking for potential partners for the company, and one of the things that we've realized in conversations as well is that there's a demand for proper training, right? So in my role at Merkle Science, in fact, I have conducted training on blockchain forensics and compliance for both government agencies, law enforcement, as well as corporates. And I'm hoping to take that same knowledge and skill set and apply it to Institute of Blockchain. So, if I manage to get reelected again, what I'm hoping to do is work closely with the education team to expand the curriculum. So some of my specialties would be knowledge on compliance. So I was very glad to have one person in the audience actually ask about the compliance course. I will be assisting in building that out, and hopefully, I'll be able to help IBS land more partnerships with corporates and as well as potentially government agencies. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Roy. So thank you so much, Ian, for previously mentioning. So I'm the co-founder of DeFi. We are an integrated communication agency specializing in the tech industry, specifically esports, blockchain, and consumer tech. So we have established a strong presence in Southeast Asia, and we work with strong portfolios such as Intel PB Esports, Binance, Marvel, One Fighting Championship, OKEX, and One Esports. So previously, as what Ian had mentioned as well, we are also a partner of IBS. So we have been very actively involved in the blockchain scene, and we are also the official PR partner for multiple events in Singapore as well as in Southeast Asia. And I previously also held key appointments in the marketing department for IBF, Institute of Banking and Finance, within the MAS itself. So we have also basically helped, for me personally, I've held roles as the Singapore representative for Faster Capital, as well as being a mentor of Age Singapore, which is the youth wing of ACE, and Sparks Foundation as well. And recently, as of last month, I'm officially a member of the Forbes Agency Council as well, Forbes as in the media Forbes. And if elected, I personally hope that we can spearhead the marketing side as well as partnership for IBS, because that's what we have been doing for most of our clientele, be it with government bodies as well as the key roles in enterprise blockchain as well. Thank you, everyone. Who's next?
Hi everyone, name is Leslie here. So I think most of you might know me. I'm actually first started off educating the public in blockchain since 2015. One of the earlier, I wouldn't even call an OG for that matter, but yeah, it's one of those early batches of when before Bitcoin was popular. I took it upon myself to educate people specifically in some of the areas where they didn't understand about the wallet strategies back then. So I also actually introduced to them on how to actually retain their legacy, to maintain their private assets on their own wallets, basically. Some of you may know that I formerly came from Singapore Bitcoin Club, so I was the president back then there. I stepped down earlier this year, and so what I did over there was to also educate corporates as well. Some of the clients that we actually educated was in the initial stages were DBS as one of the well-known incubator labs back then. So if elected, I hope to actually further the outreach for the educational side for IBS with more community engagement and ecosystem partnerships. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Samuel. IBS pass internal auditor. Yeah. So basically, I and candidate number 6 is actually from the same company. One of the partners there. So what I handle on a day-to-day basis is more on the corporate strategy part of DeFi. So as my co-founder already told quite a lot about DeFi, what do we do, and probably some of you might already also have like been to one of the events in the blockchain space or probably organized by us. So on top of that, I have a family business. I run a hostel in Singapore. Yeah, hostel's business is not very good in Singapore, yes, now, currently, but we are actually one of the top capsules hostel in Singapore previously. So until now, we are still top 5. So I think that speaks a lot, even without much tourists coming to Singapore. So prior to IBS and DeFi, I was in China for 7 years. So I've done a lot of trading in a lot of different products, especially Korean products, bringing them to China, the dealerships in southern China as well. So for me, I do more on the strategy part, and I hope to continue my past internal auditor job at IBS. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Delphine. So I'm very new to IBS. So this year I decided to run the positions for the second terms of like the management committee. So a very short introduction for myself is I'm currently still an undergraduate, a year 4 undergraduate taking some computer science and business analytics double degree in NTU right now. So in the past I'm having like multiple internship experience like in a consulting firms like Essentials, like Shopee, as well as my recent stints at JP Morgan's under their wholesale payment department. And that's also where I realized that, you know, that the future of blockchain is bright, and I want to work on like their education side on how to educate publics about how powerful blockchain is. So at the same time, last year I started like this community, namely the Women in Tech at NTU. So we also partner with like companies like Google's and Amazon's to run like technical workshop just to promote like deep tech education to the undergraduates who want to pursue a career in tech. Yep. So that's what I have for this event. Thank you.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, and thank you to all the candidates for your introduction. So as I mentioned earlier, all of your emails have already been authenticated on the Polis blockchain voting system. So we are going to take a 10 minutes, not a break, but we're going to take 10 minutes to do the voting. Now, each person has one vote. Once you have casted your vote, please do it carefully because you can't make any amendments or deletion. And also for procedural regularity, we need to ensure that the voting is kept within the voting window. So if there's any technical issues or if we face any technical difficulties, we have to disclaim that we cannot adjust, amend, or manually change or accept your votes. So please follow the instructions and do so carefully. Now, after the 10 minutes is up, we will, or rather, Polis will tabulate the votes, and then we will display and I will announce the votes. And of course, if there is any tiebreaker, then returning officer will have a casting vote, after which I'll announce the candidates who have been elected. So as of now, the current board has been dissolved. So we will take 10 minutes to carry out the voting, and then after that, we will come and confirm the candidates for the second term. Any questions before we go to the 10 minutes, either for me or for Bill?
No question. Please proceed.
I just want to add on for existing IBS members, you will use your IBS email to access the votes. Yeah.
All right, so the time is 4:07, or rather, the time is 4:08. So we will come back at 4:18 sharp.
Ruben, how many minutes do we have left?
4 more minutes.
All right, thank you. According to the system, I think there is 19 votes casted. Yep.
Also, just to clarify, once we started the voting, one additional person left, so it'll be 24 people voting out of the 53 registered voters. So 24 instead of 25.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, 1 more minute, everyone. All right. Thank you everyone for voting, and most importantly, thank you to all the candidates for thank you to all the candidates for standing for the election, and we will announce the results in a moment. We're just tabulating the votes.
Ruben, there's no tabulation because it's by blockchain, so the results should be instant. Yep.
Yeah. As in,
So,
I meant
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we can flash the result page.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. This is the final result right now. We have Alvin with 7 votes.
I think Ruben will announce that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Ruben.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
please.
so essentially there's no ties. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's no ties. 7 people have been voted in. So I will announce Alvin Chua, Delphine Lee. Okay, sorry. Alvin Chua with 7 votes, Delphine Lee with 4 votes, Bill Chan with 2 votes, Jiren Yeo with 2 votes, Laurence Zhang with 2 votes, Roy Keck with 2 votes, and Ian Lee with 2 votes. So these will be the 7 candidates who have been elected. And we want to thank Leslie Chan and Samuel Chen for participating in the election as well. So a big congratulations to the 7 who have been elected. After this, there'll be an internal management meeting whereby the respective office bearer positions will be deliberated upon. But that will be it for me. So I'll hand it back to the back to Bill.
Okay, give me a moment. Okay, thank you everyone for joining the AGM. We are finally at a close for the AGM. Thank you so much for joining on a Saturday, and I hope all of you stay healthy, stay clean, and stay safe during this COVID-19 period. As for the candidates, please do stay back after the AGM. We will be still using this Zoom room. Thank you.
Bill, are we able to make a breakout room so it will be for the elected candidates will be faster?
Sure. I will create a room right now.
Yeah, and thanks the rest for attending the AGM. Do stay tuned for future announcement from IBS.